The Sigma male archetype is often associated with a quiet and analytical personality, often likened to a lone wolf. These individuals thrive on mental stimulation and enjoy challenges that allow them to exercise their cognitive abilities. Consequently, it is advisable to steer clear of questions that elicit a simple binary response, as such matters tend to bore them easily. Sigma males are known to make decisions based on logic and reason, rather than being swayed by emotions. As a result, they tend to be ahead of the curve in their thinking and planning. While they possess several admirable traits, it is crucial to note that there are specific statements or comments that one should avoid making around Sigma males. 1. Cant, you just be normal. The notion of normalcy does not hold the same weight for Sigma males, who tend to have a distinct approach to the world compared to the average person. These individuals are often seen as peculiar or unconventional due to their divergence from conventional societal norms, but this is not a concern for them. In fact, they tend to flourish in environments where they are allowed to express their true selves without feeling the pressure to conform to societal expectations. When someone suggests that a Sigma male should just be normal, it is essentially asking them to suppress their true identity and adopt a herd mentality instead of embracing their uniqueness. It's worth noting that Sigma males don't oppose being a part of a group, but they prefer to approach things on their terms rather than conforming to a rigid norm. Asking them to change their way of thinking is not going to be well received since they hold their independence and freedom to think and act independently in high regard. Sigma males are independent thinkers who place great value on their perspectives and opinions. Therefore, telling them to be normal is unlikely to yield the desired result. It's essential to appreciate and respect their individuality instead of attempting to impose conformity on them. 2. You're overthinking this. Sigma males are renowned for their deep analytical skills and their attention to detail. They're always examining every aspect of a situation before making a decision, so telling them that they're overthinking is like asking a fish to stop swimming. It's just not possible. Sigma males take pride in their thought processes and are unlikely to change them just because someone else thinks they're going too far. This behavior is why they are often lost in thought, even when they're not actively thinking about something. People frequently misinterpret their introspection for boredom, but the opposite is true. When Sigma males are bored, it's because they've already solved the problem and there's nothing left to engage their minds. If you want to grab the attention of a Sigma male, you must pique their interest with something that stimulates their intellect. Suppose you find yourself in a conversation with one that appears to be going nowhere. In that case, it's best to change the topic or speak to someone else, as telling them to stop overthinking is equivalent to asking them to stop being themselves, and that's not acceptable. 3. Can you explain that again? Sigma males are highly intelligent and often have a lot of ideas running through their minds at any given moment. They communicate rapidly and efficiently, as they want to express their thoughts as quickly as possible before moving on to the next thing. Thus, asking them to explain something again can be frustrating and disruptive to their thought process. Sigma males value their time and don't want to waste it on people who cannot keep up with their pace of thinking. Therefore, repeating themselves or going over something more than once is not something they enjoy doing. This behavior is because they feel like they've already explained their point as best they can. Furthermore, when asked to explain something again, they may feel like the person asking the question is not interested in what they have to say. Therefore, it's best to pay close attention to what Sigma males say during a conversation to avoid having to ask them to repeat themselves. 4. You're too quiet. Sigma males are individuals who don't feel obligated to fill every moment of silence with chatter. They appreciate quietude and use it as a tool for introspection. When others push them to speak, it can make them even more withdrawn. Small talk doesn't interest them, they'd rather engage in deeper conversations that align with their interests. Due to their reserved nature, Sigma men may come off as aloof or even impolite, but they're just selective about how they allocate their time and energy. They don't see the value in being boisterous or outgoing, and many prefer to take a back seat and lead by example. Trying to get them to talk more is an effort in futility that will only leave both parties feeling frustrated. 5. Just follow the rules. Sigma males tend to have a rebellious nature, which can be seen in their reluctance to follow rules. They have a unique perspective on the world that often leads them to question authority and challenge established norms. This behavior is not intended to cause problems, they just don't see the value in blindly following rules that don't make sense to them. Sigma men often have a strong sense of justice and will speak up or take action if they believe something is unfair. While this may not always be the best course of action, it's their way of trying to make the world a better place. It can be frustrating for those in positions of authority to deal with Sigma individuals, but it's essential to understand that they're merely trying to see things from their own perspective. 6. This is too difficult for you. Sigma males thrive on intellectual challenges and are quick learners who have a knack for understanding complex concepts. So, when someone tells them that something is too complicated for them, they perceive it as a personal challenge and won't back down until they figure it out. Insinuating that something is beyond their abilities is an insult because they believe that one's abilities cannot be judged until seen in action. If a Sigma male can't do something, it's because they haven't tried hard enough. Being stuck, limited, or controlled in any way is extremely frustrating for Sigma males. Though their approach may be frustrating for others, it's just how they operate. If someone needs help, they shouldn't hesitate to ask a Sigma male, as they will likely be more than happy to lend a hand, as long as they are not patronized in the process. 7. Why don't you smile? Sigma males prioritize authenticity and being true to themselves. For this reason, telling them to smile more is insensitive and uncomfortable. They do not feel the need to constantly smile or laugh, and may not express their sense of humor in the same way as others. If they do smile, it will be genuine and not forced. It's important not to take their lack of smiling personally, as it's just not their natural inclination. This is often misinterpreted as being cold or distant, but Sigma males can be very loving and compassionate people, just in their own unique way. 8. You're not good enough. The Sigma male is known for their unwavering pursuit of excellence in every aspect of their life. For this reason, telling them they're not good enough can be one of the most hurtful things you could say to them. They take pride in their abilities and are constantly striving to improve themselves. To them, hearing that they're not good enough is equivalent to being told to give up on their dreams. Sigma males are not easily deterred, and this statement may only serve to fuel their drive even further. However, if you're someone close to them, like a friend, family member, or romantic partner, saying this may cause them to lose trust and respect for you. If you want to motivate a Sigma male, avoid using negative language that suggests they're not capable. Instead, try expressing your belief in them and their abilities. Let them know that you have faith in them and that you know they can achieve anything they set their mind to. This small gesture of support can mean the world to them and give them the motivation they need to continue pursuing their dreams. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video and tell us in the comments what you think of the video, and as always, keep grinding. Peace.